Hey everyone, and welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks. We missed Geeks last evening because I was covering, of course, the very nasty weather we had last evening, and road conditions deteriorated rapidly. We had a lot of slush and standing water earlier on today. Now the concern tonight is not only some snow showers and squalls pushing through this evening, but a rapid freeze up as the Arctic air pours in overnight tonight. We're going to get to all those topics. One of the themes of this winter, of course, has been the lack of ice on the Great Lakes, including, most importantly for us, Lake Erie. Right around now, right around Valentine's Day, this is typically when the ice coverage on Lake Erie reaches its peak. There's been essentially no ice on Lake Erie, or it's been 1% coverage or less this winter. This is a look at the current ice coverage. There's just a little bit in a couple of spots. That is it. That's not unheard of for mid-February, but of course it's very unusual. Ice coverage is spotty at best in some of the shallower parts of the other Great Lakes. But, this is in stark contrast to a year ago. While, last winter wasn't exactly a real cold winter, we did have fairly typical ice coverage a year ago today on the Great Lakes, including nearly 100% coverage on Lake Erie. Now, it wasn't super thick, but it covered nearly the entire lake on this date a year ago. It is a big-time change. All right, we've had some Mondo snow squalls that have pushed through this evening. Right on schedule. We've been advertising this all day, and there's even been some thunder and lightning. We're going to talk about that momentarily. This is a time-lapse from Niles showing real quickly in the 7 o'clock hour, boom, our snow squall moves through, and the road gets covered. It doesn't last that long. And, this is enough to make things slick, certainly, wherever this meanders. Let's let the radar catch up here and pay close attention to right in here. You're going to see that lightning bolt. We heard some thunder not only around Hubbard and West Middlesex, but also south side of Youngstown, over into Austintown, even as far west as North Canton. There was some thunder being reported on my Facebook page a little while ago. So, it's always cool when you have thunder and lightning and it's snowing. A lot of times thunder snow seems to be louder than thunder you get with just kind of a routine summer thunderstorm, not necessarily a severe thunderstorm, but just a routine summer thunderstorm. The reason why it might seem a little bit louder in the wintertime, usually this is what we call elevated convection. In other words, there's an inversion in the atmosphere just above our heads. The instability is above that inversion. That inversion tends to trap the sound down near the ground, and so it hits that inversion, the sound, and then it kind of reverberates. And also the snow on the ground is a very efficient conductor of sound. It makes things seem a little bit louder. When you're walking on fresh snow, the sound that it makes when you step on it seems to be pretty loud. And yeah, snow tends to reflect the sounds pretty nicely when it comes to just routine stuff and also rare thunder snow. It's not unheard of around here. We have it a couple of times a winter usually, but we've had some thunder and lightning with this, and as of the recording of this video, just before 8 p.m., the snow squall was pushing off to the south and east. This is going to impact Lisbon, East Palestine, and eventually Salineville, East Liverpool, and surrounding areas. Here as we go through the 8 o'clock hour, we're out of the woods in terms of any squalls anywhere north and west of this squall. So while there may be some flurries from here on out in Youngstown and points north, nothing real impactful as far as snow goes overnight tonight. All right, the story overnight is going to become the temperatures. We've dropped below freezing now. We're at 29 as of 8 p.m. Detroit's at 18. Chicago's at 9, and then it's below 0 up towards the Twin Cities. This is a true Arctic air mass. It's not going to be around for long, but it is a true Arctic air mass that is coming our way. So it was really wet and slushy in a lot of places earlier today. Hopefully you had a chance to clear all that slush off your sidewalks and your driveways and things like that, because it's all going to become a glacier later on tonight. Anything that is wet or slushy out there is going to freeze hard tonight as we get down into the lower teens. And in addition to just puddles and areas of slush, just a little thin film of moisture on the roads that have even been cleared could be enough to cause some localized slick travel. So keep that in mind later tonight into tomorrow morning as temperatures plunge well down into the teens. Compared to 24 hours ago, yeah, big time changes off to our west. This could be the beginnings of a long cold snap, right? Well, not this winter. It's just basically a 24 to 36 hours kind of a thing. So here's a look at the timing of the temperatures. Don't forget you can get these hourly temperatures anytime on the Storm Tracker 21 app. We'll be below 20 probably as early as midnight or 1 a.m. and then into the lower teens as Friday, Valentine's Day, gets underway. It's going to be our coldest Valentine's Day since 2016. Wind chills will follow suit. Not exactly crazy windy, but enough of a breeze to create a wind chill pretty close to the goose egg as Friday gets underway. All right, aside from the threat for patchy black ice tomorrow morning, the weather, other than the cold, will be fairly non-impactful on Friday. In fact, I think we'll see some sun from time to time. It's going to be cold as high pressure drifts across. The big question for the start of the weekend is, does the wind go completely calm? If so, Saturday morning, I wouldn't be surprised if we had some zeros out there as far as actual temperatures. And then a pretty rapid warm-up this weekend as that high slips off to the east and we get into a return southerly to southwesterly flow. All right, again, tomorrow night, Friday night into Saturday morning, how cold we get will depend some on the breeze. I think it'll be completely clear late at night, and we've got fresh snow on the ground. And our third ingredient for temperatures bottoming out in winter is calm winds. Not sure the wind goes completely calm, but it may be calm enough that we'll see some temperatures getting pretty close to zero for the only time this winter across our area as Saturday gets underway. Now, I do think we'll see a thaw this weekend, and the thaw will peak by Tuesday with highs in the lower 50s, but there's one more cold shot that the models are picking up on at the end of next week. Just like every other cold shot, it seems like it's going to be pretty brief, probably just a couple of days, but that kind of paints the 6 to 10 day outlook here as not exactly mild across the U.S. This will be a transient cold shot, though, so this 6 to 10 day period will be marked by the start of it being mildish, the middle of it being coldish, and then the end of it seeing us getting out of that chillier pattern and heading into a milder pattern. And yes, you'll see that reflected on the 8 to 14 day outlook, showing elevated odds of warmer than average temperatures as we go through the final stages of February. There may be some chilly weather around March 1st. It's being shown by some of the modeling, but it's not going to last that long. As long as the atmospheric drivers in the Arctic, the northern Atlantic, and out in the Pacific all are unfavorable for sustained cold. As long as that's the case, we're just not going to see sustained cold for the rest of the winter. A couple days here and there, just like we're going to have right now, like we're going to have at the end of next week. But the drivers, the large-scale drivers in the northern hemisphere are extremely unfavorable for winter, getting any sort of a stranglehold on the pattern across North America, actually across a lot of the mid-latitudes. It's been very warm in parts of Europe and Asia as well. That'll do it for me tonight. Thanks as always for watching Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll have more updates on the snow squall as it pushes through here in the near term and on those plunging temperatures overnight on social media and tonight on 21 News at 11 p.m. See you then.